Hey, 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 hey. Okay. Tonight, let's talk books and black men. I'm so excited. I have a special guest on with me tonight. I cannot wait for you all to meet her. Hey, what's up, love? Listen, there is not going to be any slander. There's not going to be any slander of the black men in here tonight. So, just FYI, it is all love. Let me bring my special guest up to the stage so we could get this party going. Listen, if you got your kids anywhere near you, go ahead. Other room. I don't know. It is bound to get spicy. And so, I got my environment right and I am ready. Hey.
Let's see. Are you ready? Hey! You look so cute. Love this halter top thing you got going on.
Oh, thank you. You know, just a little. I was like, let me get ready for the night. So
yes, we don't know if our husband's gonna come on here tonight. You know,
you never know. So I'm like, I know. You just never know. So
right.
How are you? I'm gonna take a sip of this water.
Okay, no problem. I'm doing well. I'm super excited to talk with you tonight. I know we are always passing each other as we are building these empires. So I'm excited to slow down and actually get to chat with you tonight.
Yeah, I am so excited. First of all, I'm such a fan. I am such a fan, girl. I read your book in one night, and I know I got to leave you a review. But like you said, it's just been crazy. And so I couldn't wait to finally get and sit and chat with you. Hang on, let me invite some people right quick.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna do the thing.
Let me invite some people in that I do not want to miss this. Okay. All right. Sent.
That reminds me of a song. What is it? Okay. I'm trying to think of it.
I don't know if that's a song. Is it a song? It could be.
Yeah, it's like a part of a song, but that's my ratchet girl side. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Hey, I like to do ratchet stuff with my friends.
Yeah, gotta keep it cute. Gotta keep it young and useful.
You know? And so
okay, let me see.
Hey, y'all come on in. Put your kids
okay, I'm inviting some people in.
Okay.
Right, yeah, do that unless you ready for them to learn something. Okay, all right. For sure. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna pause on there for now, and then I'll go back. I'll go back and invite some more people a little bit later.
Hey, okay. Ty. Cool. What's up?
Hey, love.
Wow. So. Yeah. Tell us, who are you? What is your name? I know who you are. I know we kind of just jumped right into it, but let's bring it back a little bit and introduce you to my audience.
Absolutely. Okay, I am A. Monet. I am a Black erotica author, and right now I am focused on my new book. It's a physical love letter to the Black men only, Devotions of Intimacy. So it is a love, sex, an intimacy book designed to create a safe space for Black men to explore these topics in their own mind, and then to be able to create conversation and healing in our family systems and in our community. So my slogan is "Hold shit so we can grow shit." So that's what I'm talking about. Hold shit so we can grow shit. So the premise of it is my goal is to have Black men reconnect with the part of themselves where they were miseducated, not educated, misdirected, misguided, or told that masculinity and manhood is not attached to exploring those things about yourself. And I feel like those conversations would create healing with our families, within our relationships, all of that. So it's nasty, it's adult content, but it has a deeper purpose than that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It is nasty, girl. I was like, okay, so a couple months ago, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a little poetry night, just a solo poetry night. Girl, I was like, okay, which freaking poem am I gonna read? I can't read none of this out loud. I was so shy. First of all, I'm not a virgin, but I was like, I'm a dark skinned queen, but I was blushing something serious. I was like, wow, okay, wait a minute. I was like, hold on, I'm even spitting now. God dang. I was like, okay, well, damn. This ain't for the world. This is for my man. Like, this ain't for the world.
Right.
So it was hard to find one. I don't even know what I read. I swear it must have been like one of your, I don't even know. It must have been like one where it was like 4 lines or 6 lines. It was short and sweet to the point.
Yeah, probably. I have some poems in there that are more on the like love and vulnerability side, so those are okay. But like, definitely 90% of it is like not for under 21.
Okay. And so, okay, let's go ahead and get into it then. So, like, where did you get the inspiration from? I know you kind of said it, but tell us again for the people that are coming in now.
Okay, the inspiration for it is I wanted to be unapologetic about dedicating it to the Black men, because Black men, and even more so as I do this work and I start to speak and connect with Black men, it's like don't have that safe space to like explore their vulnerabilities in really any department of life. And so I wanted to be very clear about who it was for. And then also, like, I just have a spiritual connection to Black men all the way from platonic to familiar to like romantic to, you know what I'm saying? A little something for the day. So I wanted to express that, like, look, like, this is my experience, funnel through my imagination with you, and I just want to share that and then create conversation, like, with us, like, and then I wanted to extend that to other people, like, so yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I love me some Black men. That's how I was like, look, we ain't slandering the Black men tonight. This is
absolutely not
absolutely honoring. And I know one of the things that me and you had talked about, like, on chat was like, man, the love for the Black man, it's like for me, I feel like it's like what is that? Like a sweet and sour kind of a candy. Like, like it tastes so good, but then damn, like Black men, like damn, sometimes it could be freaking hard out here for a pimp. Like,
all these hoes jumping ship. Right. I feel like for me, and that's what I say, like, I am not a love and light only person when you talk about my love for the Black man. I like to tell transparent truth, and and just like my book, it ranges from admiration, oh my God, I can't keep my hands off of you, all the way to venting some frustrations, but it's coming from a place of love and a desire for healing and talking with the Black man, not at the Black man. So this is not a like the best way I phrase it, because sometimes when I introduce my book to men, they go, what do you have to tell us? And I'm like, just to sum it up for you really quickly, it's not a niggas ain't shit book. That's not what this is. Like, it's not that. So it's a bittersweet experience, just like any relationship you have. But just like your family and your close friends and your kin, me and you can have beef, but can't nobody have beef with you without having beef with me. So it's like the same thing for me. Like, that's how I feel.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like it's bittersweet. Absolutely. Like you said, it's like a frustration. Like, man, I love you so much. I want you to like feel better. I want you to do better. I want better for the Black community. I want better for Black families. And I just want us to like have compassion for each other. I think that in this day and age, like, there's too much division. And I think some platforms, it's highlighted, like it's almost like encouraged to like be at odds with each other, and it's like, why? It's like,
all the time.
For what? I mean, and so
it's the narrative is created for us to be distracted. Tank was speaking recently on the like podcasting that Noriega has, and I don't see eye to eye with a lot of things that he says, but he said something. He said it's not our violence that they're afraid of, it's our love. Like, a Black man, and he was talking about in music, but it's just like the message, like a Black man loving himself first, his divine connection, his family, and everything, his partner. It's like, that's way more scary. That's what the division has been put in. Drink Champs, has been put in place for. And I think it actively works when we continue to feed into it. I have been hurt and devastated by Black men. I grew up with like a father that wasn't in the home. I've had my heart broken. I've dealt with domestic abuse. I've dealt with you know, being assaulted as a child, and all of those experiences had something to do with who I am and how I saw. But when I started healing, what I realized is I don't have an issue with the Black man. I have an issue with those experiences connected to a Black man.
Yeah.
And so I stopped saying stuff like niggas ain't shit, and it's times when it comes in my mind. It's times when I might even say it with some of my close friends, but then I have to check myself and say, you know what, that's not what I use. I'm just upset in this moment, and I need to work through what I'm feeling and who I'm allowing in my space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a more real conversation than who's right and who's wrong. That doesn't really get us anywhere.
Right.
So yeah.
No, and I agree, and definitely, shoot, you know, trigger warning, like, I want to say the first time I ever experienced, like, domestic violence or some sort of, like, sexual violation was with a Black man. You know what I'm saying? And it's important. It's hard. It can be hard to, like, disassociate the two, like, saying, like, all Black men are like this, but that's not the case. Like, that hasn't been the case at all. And, like, even more recently, like, Black men have been showing up for a sister. And
man,
like,
when I tell
man,
you,
I love you. Yeah.
I love you. When I tell you that is so true, like, when I moved into, and I'm going to tell you the first, hey, Minnie, I'm going to tell you the first, a really big step for me in starting to align, not intentionally, but just, like, I guess energy wise, with Black men that I had a positive relationship with, was really building a more positive relationship with myself. And then, you know, I was saying earlier, like, people say you are what you attract. I think you entertain what you think you deserve. That's my point of view.
Wow.
And so I started to entertain a different type of person. And it's not that the F boys don't still approach me. I get that all the time. I just don't entertain it because I know I don't deserve that energy. And when I say, like, Black men have been literally one of my biggest support through becoming an entrepreneur and author. I'm talking about, like, I can't even speak to it, but it makes me want to do this more because I'm like, I'm excited now. I'm like, oh my God, you know, that little girl who didn't think that was a such thing is now starting to heal. And I'm like, I'll fuck with y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. This one experience, while you're talking, I was thinking of this one experience that I had with this Black man that I was dating, and we were getting ready to go to the mall. Girl, this was before I had all this hair. I had, like, a low cut, kind of like yours. I didn't know what to do with it, girl. I didn't know what to do with it. So I just, like, whatever. We get ready to go to the mall. He was like, hold up, like, you can't go outside looking like that. And I was like, excuse me? Excuse me? What are you talking about? He said, come here. This man went and got a brush, girl, and started brushing my hair for me. Got all his hair products and everything. Like, I was like, word, okay, and fix my hair before.
You want to get mad, but it's like, did you just make sure I was looking straight? Like, so now we're not going to go anywhere because we're about to go back in the bedroom. So now we're not going to get where we're going.
You hear me? So I was like, oh my God, I melted. And it was like those kind of experiences. Like, though he wasn't the one for me, like, that to me was like, come on. Like, and since then, it's just been all love. Even if it's like, you know, if that person isn't the person for me, still, there's been times where there's been really good experiences. And I think, like, I'm just at this point in my life where, like, gratitude is so important. Like, being grateful for the good times is going to take you so much further.
It's beautiful.
You know,
it's beautiful. Yeah. I agree with you. And then also, like, I'm also practicing what people call detachment. And so being able to experience these things and then let it flow when it's time to flow. Because, you know, as particularly as Black women, we're taught to trade our self-worth to be valued by a man. You know, if we can convince him to love us the way we want to be loved, and I'm not talking about what you deserve and what you desire, but just convince somebody that clearly you're not aligned with to love you and to care for you, then now I'm a valuable person, right? So like letting go of that and just, like you said, experiencing it. Like, okay, it wasn't the person for me. It probably was disappointing. It probably was hurtful, but I can take this beautiful experience away. And then when I do align with someone, it's like, I know those little nuances that make me feel like loved and cared for, right? And that's what my goal is to be able to have these conversations like with Black men too, like, and just open that door, because that trickles down to our children. It trickled down to us building community. Like, we are deeply hurt with what we experience as Black people outside the home, and I think a lot of times we bring it back in, and then that be the problem. We're taking it out on each other when we really want to say, can you please just show me some love, because it's been a hard ass day being Black. Like,
come on. Yeah, and for me, it was during that time of like the whole George Floyd, that whole situation. Oh my God, I just wanted to hug like every Black man that I see. Like, if that wasn't weird, like, oh my God, like it just did something to my heart, because my father is Black, my uncle is Black, like my cousins are Black, and for someone to be afraid of them, like, I just don't get it. Like, they are some, excuse my language, like some tall ass men. You know what I'm saying? These ain't no, okay. So I mean, I could see it, but like at the same time, it's like when you get to know that person, it's like, oh, they're not nothing to be afraid of, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like you said, they sometimes like having that frustration that they experience in the world and like bringing that home. And as women, like, what do we do with that, right? Because we also go out there in the world and we experience that as well.
Right.
The other day I had a friend who's a Black man tell me that he was racially profiled in Walmart. And I was like, damn, dude, like, I said, are you okay? Like, what, do you want to talk about it? And we talked about it briefly, and then, we just kind of let it go. But I was like, man, like, that's so wild, and so something that you said earlier.
And that energy transfers. It transfers. You might not even be aware. You have to be very cognizant and be doing that work, because you could bring that home, and because you cheated and make what you like for dinner, you really think you're frustrated about that, but you really are so used to internalizing racism that you didn't even know that's really, you weren't upset because she made like, spaghetti instead of like fried chicken. You were just really taking that with you and bringing it in. Yeah. And it's like we deal with it so much. It's so inundated in our DNA and our daily experience. I think like we do that a lot of times unintentionally to each other. And I think we got to like start being more cognizant of that and realize like I feel like there's a lot of relationships that went left, that only went left or largely went left for that reason, just a lack of awareness of that energy transfer.
Yeah,
I really do. I feel like, because you see people, they love each other, like that shit should have worked, and you like, what happened? Like, I was rooting for you. What Tara say? I was rooting for you.
Yeah. I mean, I have no words on that part, but it's something. It's really something. I think that a lot of healing absolutely needs to happen. One of the movies that I watched, and I watched it with a Black man, was what was it called? Is it called Black Judas? It was on Amazon.
I haven't seen it, but yeah.
Oh my God, I was in tears. Like, I was just so much in tears. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but there's a part in the movie where it just is like, if I was in the woman's shoes, like, even talking about it now is making my freaking chest hurt. Like, it just makes me so sad. Like, freaking, Anyways, so I love it. I love what you're doing. I love the message. Let's talk a little bit more about that, like the message and your vision.
Okay. So my message is to, like, what we've been talking about, refocus. But refocus in a transparent way. Like, there's a lot of times I think in life it's not reiterated. We're not taught the duality of life. I can have poor or disappointing experiences and still love, grow, and heal. And I don't even want to bring up some of these podcasters' names because I don't want to give them energy, but I feel like the energy falls in this either or. Yeah. All men do this, or all Black women do this and this and this and this. And it's like we're choosing to indulge in that. And it's like, make a different choice. It's literally that simple. Like, and that choice has to start with your own decision of healing. And you have to say, I'm fucking angry that my father wasn't there. Yeah. That was my first experience. I hate it. And I'm speaking from my own personal point of view now. And I chose men that were physically present but emotionally absent.
Wow.
And you have accountability is power. It's not blame.
Right.
And I think that's something I had to learn. So like once you can look it in the face, you're like, hold on. This is my reflection. I can move my face how I want, my hands how I want. And I think those steps bring us to a place of saying, okay, now I can look at you and I can say, someone that looked like you hurt me, but I'm not going to project that every time I see you. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to set my boundaries. And that's my message. Like, let's refocus, bro. It's hard for all of us. I'm not saying I don't get upset. Yeah. I get triggered sometimes. But it's like, dude, we got to make a conscious choice to refocus. Like, really.
Yeah. No, that's, I mean, that's something deep to think about and meditate on. You said, you know, someone that looks like you hurt me. Like, wow. And I know, like, even like talking to Black men and having, at one point when I was getting my hair cut, going to a Black barber and sitting there and listening to the guys talk. And there was a lot of talk about the pain that they experience from Black women. And a lot of it was like, you know, now I'm not going to be dating Black women. Like, they, you know, no disrespect to you, sis, but like, I'm never going to date a Black woman. I'm hollering at the Mexican females. And I'm like, bro, do you? Like, first of all, that ain't got nothing to do with me, okay?
Right. Leave Black women out of the conversation. Because a lot of times it's like, we don't even be trying to argue with that. Yeah. It's just like, why we always... leave us out of it. Just date the person. Why we got to be in the middle of the conversation?
Right. Like, and it's like, wait, it's not like I always am like, well, are you like, is that how you're going to bring yourself healing? Do you think that you're going to have a different experience? Like, did you heal yet? Like, were you able to see the role that you played even in that relationship? Or are you just going to point the finger at the other person because that's easier, that feels good to you? And like you said, accountability it's a freaking horse pill to swallow. But I think that we need that. And it's so funny. Earlier I was watching something. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it had to do with like how some churches are only in church for an hour, where other churches are in church for like 4 hours, 3 hours. And they were saying the churches that are in church only for an hour is because of the shame and the guilt that they feel from hearing the message that they receive from like the pastor or whatever. And versus the people who are in church for like 3 hours, they're there because they feel safe and it's a community for them, versus the other people who are not there that long. And so what made me bring that up is just this whole idea of accountability, and how sometimes what comes to your table with accountability can look like guilt and shame, and feeling those feelings, but letting that shit go. Like, you can feel ashamed, you can feel guilty, but you don't gotta wallow in it. Like, you're in full control. And like, one of the things that I do, and I learned this through like studying marriage and family therapy, is like personifying it and presenting those emotions as people sitting at your table, and you have the right to tell them that it's time for them to go. So any negative emotion,
and go. You gotta put them out like Sheila put a boy out on the what was the movie? Why Did I Get Married? Or when they was up in the hills and he took the mistress and she hit him over the top of the head with the bottle. Like, look, guilt, shame. It's time for you to get the fuck out of here, okay? Like, matter of fact, you stay here, I'll go. Whatever works for you. Like, sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes you gotta leave that shit at the table because it's too many demons, and you like, you know what? I'm gonna go. Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah,
I will go.
Chill. Yeah, for real.
Y'all chill together.
And that's just like taking your power back. Like taking your power, like you said, refocus. Hold up, you're not powerless. You're not out of control. Actually, a lot of things in our life we have control over. And so if you're experiencing something repeatedly from a demographic of people, at some point you got to ask yourself, okay, what the hell am I doing? What's wrong with me?
I'm entertaining what I feel I deserve. Right. And that's because as soon as you feel like, for lack of better words, something has you fucked up, you're out. Like, as soon as you know that in your mind, you like, Nah. So it's like it's that is really what it is. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just my overall message: just refocus and like together and moving, and just me being transparent with my own journey, and just that allows me to speak freely and not feel confined to what I have to say in this moment, or does that sound like I love Black men? Because I know how I feel and I know my truth. So when I'm speaking, it's always coming from that place. So even if it's not a fluffy conversation, it's a true conversation. So I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a good place to be. And girl, I love you so much. That's such a good place to
I love you back.
be. Because people don't be there. People don't be there. And I'd be like, damn, come on. Like, it's okay. Stand in your truth. Love yourself. It doesn't matter. A lot of times, like, we can have discussions like this. And I don't disagree with anything you're saying. But if I had someone on the other end and we had a disagreement, a lot of times they, like, take it personal. And I'm like, listen, I don't give a damn. Like, it's just a discussion, right? Nobody's trying to convert anybody to think or believe any one way.
Right. It's just a discussion. It's like we're just talking, and like literally I can walk away from you and like I love you. I'm still gonna call you tomorrow. I'm gonna make sure you're okay. And it's like people put disagreements in a box of like, well, I don't mess with them no more. And I'm like, because they're not you, because you're gonna be by yourself at this point. Because like everybody has a different, and that's another thing with relationships, like we literally have to accept that I'm dealing with a whole nother human being. And like I said, women are so socialized to change a man. And it's like, you have to detach your value from somebody else's being. That cannot be the same thing, or you will forever be chasing and feel devalued, because you might like Starbucks, I might like Dunkin' Donuts. And if I'm forever trying to convince you to like Dunkin' Donuts because that makes me feel loved, I'm never gonna feel loved. You that's what you like.
Yeah.
Like seriously. So yeah, no, that's just, this book is dedicated to Black men, but it's just as much for Black women because it's coming from a Black woman's point of view. Why I can't speak verbatim, I can speak to a lived experience, right? And so, I mean, you can tell me what you think, but the feedback that I've gotten so far from Black women is like everything from triggering to like, relatability, because they're like, this made me feel a type of way.
For me, I loved every bit of it. I'm a fan of poetry. And I wish I could keep it raw and stuff like that. But like I said, girl, I be like getting back to being a virgin. Like some of this stuff is, I'm like, oh no, I'm a virgin. What we talking about? Deep throating and hit the little back thing in the back of my throat. Shit. Oh, Lord. Oh my God.
That's a wiggly thing.
I'm like, I'm a virgin. Like I got a child, but like I'm a virgin. But I love.
And I'm like, this is actually immaculate conception. Thank you very much. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
But let me say but no, I loved it. And the thing about it is like, I think more people need to explore some of these things, right? I think the women who genuinely love Black men and can see the duality, like you said, need to speak up. Where y'all at? Like, where do we find more of us at? Like, where do we find at?
Where's that community at? Like, are we meeting at Starbucks Thursday, or like, where is that community of women who are like literally on this healing journey, who can speak transparently and be open? Because it's like we gotta fall in two categories. We gotta hate them or kiss their ass. Like, where's the middle people? Like, where are the middle people? Like, it's like we gotta be like, oh, we just fall all over them and whatever they say we submit, or it's just like, no, never again. It's like, where's the middle ground? Where is he?
Right.
Like,
and it's so funny. So what you said earlier, I wrote it down. So we were socialized to change a man. It's so funny. I actually had a Black man tell me like, men will change for the right woman. And I said, look, first of all, that ain't got a damn thing to do with me. If you don't want to change, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't here for that, first of all. And so if that's how you think, say less. Say less. Like, you know what I mean? If you think that I'm going to be stepping to you or interested in you to change you, bruh, miss me all the way.
We have misaligned. Let me adjust my chakras. I apologize. We were not supposed to be here together. Because
Yeah,
if, like you said, if you think about, if you're coming to me saying I'll change for the right person,
yeah,
you're letting me know like 13 different things I'm not interested in immediately. Like,
offer it. Yeah.
no.
But and that's the thing, that narrative though, that even black men hear, like, oh, I'll change for the right woman. Oh, I'll do right for the right woman, but first let me drag her through hell and see if she sticks around as some type of test. Like, first of all, like you said, we're human. Why are we testing anybody to do anything? That's some toxic ass stuff. And we're better than that.
Absolutely.
Like, we're better than that.
Right. And it's like this struggle of, you know what I'm saying? I'm not for it.
Yeah.
Okay. I grew up struggle childhood, struggle young adulthood, struggle adulthood. Let me tell you something. I ain't struggling no damn more. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't care what Will and Jada are going through. I don't care what B and J are going through. I don't care what Drika and Kevin is going through. I'm not doing it. I am not motherfucking doing it. Okay. And when I say I'm not doing struggle of, I'm not talking about not accepting the humanity of a person and the areas of opportunity. I'm saying come to me with the intention to add to my betterment and my growth as you add to your betterment and growth, and vice versa. Don't come over here with that motherfucking bullshit. I don't care if my stomach is not flat. I don't care about none of that shit. I don't care that I already have a kid. I don't care that according to some of these podcasters, my vagina is now devalued. I don't care what you heard about me. I don't care about none of that shit. Don't come over here with that.
Yeah. And it's so funny. Like, I would think if I was a guy, if I was a man, and maybe I wouldn't think that way, but that song Sierra, If I Was a Boy, is coming to mind. But if I was a man, I would think, okay, if I'm gonna deal with like a single mom, like, and I wanted children, like, my thing would be, oh, is she fertile? Like, could she have my kids? Like, I want to know. Like, if I was a guy, I would think like, okay, if I want to have kids, then, and she has a kid, like, maybe she's fertile and can have my kid too. Like, that's kind of where my mind goes, because I don't mean to be unsensitive to the single women who don't have kids, that can't have kids. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, in my experience, I know my ass is fertile. Girl, I wasn't even trying to be a single mama, okay? And it just happened, okay? And so what I'm saying is, do not knock the single mama if you want kids in your future, okay? I just was trying to say that in a roundabout way. And so it's like...
But I think that... Oh, sorry, go ahead, sorry.
I think I was done.
But I think that... And then that's another narrative too, right? I think... On the loud end of things, you hear that men are not interested in single mothers, but you see it every day, right? So that's why it's like we have to have these conversations, because that's not real life. Like, you see these amazing men who have decided, and I'm not saying it's a badge of honor, but if you decide to do this, of course it's respectable that come into these women's life and make their children their children. They have more sometimes they don't. They treat this woman and her already established family beautifully, as well as black women doing the same thing for men that already have children. We see this every day. They get together and they have like 7 kids together, and they make it work, and they love each other. And so it's like, that's not what's happening in real life. When you walk past people in Walmart, there's blended families.
Everywhere.
There's, you know what I'm saying? You don't see just this narrative that like, oh, okay, now you're devalued because of this and this. And like, who's the motherfucking value administrator? I just want to know.
Who's administering the values here?
like that's just crazy. It's crazy. We have to build our own. I made a reel about this recently. When I was talking to black men, I'm like, black men, you know, perception is reality. Let's rebuild our own reality. Like, because the reality that has been handed to us is not our reality. So let's structure it in the way that works for us. Like, and I feel like that can give us what we need in our relationships.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Okay, so we got deep there for a minute. So what's next for you? What's next? You got another book? What you doing?
Yes. Okay. So I have a couple of things that's on the logo right now. But I definitely have some more stuff coming in the book department. And then, oh my God, like, I'm trying to keep up with my own self right now, to be like totally honest. So I have a few things. one, I've joined a platform called Sleepy Owl. And so what this platform does is it evolves the way we read books by allowing creatives to attach visual media. So for example, I can upload a piece from my book and then upload media to it. So the reader gets to experience like an actual visual that goes to it. And so it's dreamcapture.com is actually the platform. It's a brand new and you have to tap in with him. His name is Mikhail.
Okay.
He's a CEO and creator, and we will talk about that later. But I'm so excited about his vision. So I've already uploaded a few of my pieces on there, and I'm excited about that. Yes, I'm excited about that. And I'm gonna add that actually to my I'm gonna add that to my link in my bio tonight if you guys want to check that out. So the first few pieces are free. So you guys have been saying, I want to see what the book is about. Like, check out my bio. You'll be able to see that. And so eventually, I'll be, attaching media to that. I'm excited about that. And then I have, let's see, I have some notes, y'all, because I got some stuff coming up. I'm also now, so what I started to experience with this book is Black men reaching out to me like in the most genuine way, right? Of course, you had a crazy DMs, but I'm not talking about those.
Yeah.
Just saying like, I need to talk, right? Like I want a safe space to talk about certain things, and maybe I don't have that, or I'd like to inquire about a way to have that conversation with somebody I'm into. So I am now offering consultations, and conversations. Yeah. So it's just literally a safe space with genuine energy to be able to talk with me. Like I'm not coming from the point of view of a medical therapist or anything like that, but those conversations are just as important. Like when you call your friends or whatever, and you just need somebody that cares to listen about what you're saying. I'm offering that now for Black men. So that is in my bio as well. As everybody on IG say, book a consult.
Okay,
yeah. So I'm really excited about that. I'm very excited about that because I'm genuine about what I'm doing. I'm genuine about my mission. So I know that I can bring like value and just safety to people that's interested in that. And then I haven't announced a date yet. I'm thinking it's going to be the end of June. I'm going to have an intimate virtual experience. So I will be hosting like a private event where we'll be having this conversation around my book, reading pieces, getting into it. And then for the VIP experience, it will be a Q&A at the end. So all of that is in my bio, and I'm booked and busy over here, y'all.
Is it a lingerie party, or what kind of party is this?
Yeah, well, we're gonna do it's gonna be. I'm still developing some of those pieces, but it's definitely gonna be like a free flowing, no judgment zone at all. Like it's gonna be grown. Like your kids need to be asleep, not like going to sleep. Like the melatonin needs to be down kicking in already.
Not the melatonin. Don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be really, really dope. Nice. I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Nice. I love that. And this is the thing. So let me just tell people who do not know. I first met you before your book was even like in the works, and to see where you're at today, I'm so freaking proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And let me just plug this in here, because as an author publisher, for anyone who's interested in publishing books, definitely tap in with your girl right here.
Definitely.
When you publish a book, it almost forces you to create a platform and speak up. Like if you got a book and you ain't talking about something, what are you doing? Right? And that's kind of like been the area that I've been in, because that's what for my dang self too. Like I got books and I know I need to turn up and talk about my stuff too as well, and curate these events and show up for the community, because like how else do you think you're going to make a change in the world if that's something that's important to you? If it's not important to you, definitely tap in with someone who's trying to change the world. This is something that we absolutely need in our community, because the family, the Black family unit is so important. We see how other cultures and how they have families and how their family units move. Listen, when we are united, we can just move so much
it's
better.
nothing we can't do.
Yeah.
Right. It's nothing you can't. I mean, it's just so beautiful. Like when you, I know when I'm out sometimes, yes, how y'all do, we got to get together because we are some powerful Black women. But when I love me some chocolate, I'm like, okay, segue. Sometimes I just be like, Lord, I love this brain. Thank you for these curves. Why you didn't just bake me a little bit more? Just this much. My mom is this beautiful chocolate woman. My sisters are versions of cocoa, and I'm just like, but anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, so like, you know, I'm like out and I'm in stores and stuff, and I'm seeing like Black families, and it makes me so excited because I hear the narrative, but I'm seeing it, you know, like the dad's carrying the baby, like the mama's pushing the stroller, and they're like out at the park, and I'm like, oh my God, like I hate that we think this is not a thing. I see it every freaking day. Like, so that's beautiful, and I'm excited. Like for you, definitely pause. Like, y'all, this woman has like the most amazing energy. Like I'm gonna tell this part of the story since you won't, right? Okay. I reached out to her to make a decision about who I wanted to work with. I actually decided to go with another person. But when I say she has been genuinely supportive of me every step of the way, she does amazing work. She does work with integrity. I've seen it. She's a multi-book author. So if y'all have, you know, work that you've done or work that you're working on, please tap in with her. You got your book tour. What is it called that you have coming up where you will be traveling?
Girl, so that was postponed until next year, but tap in with that.
Okay.
That had to be. I had to put that on the back burner, but I'm working actually. Since we're talking about me, I'll go ahead and plug it.
Go ahead.
I'm working on a bookstore. I want a bookstore here in Texas. I live in Abilene, Texas. It's in the works. I had to, like you said, refocus. I had to figure out what it was that I really wanted. And while I do want to teach authors and writers and stuff like that, I want a bookstore. I want an actual safe space for Black people who live in my community to come to and be able to read and have these talks in person. I'm a lover of the Harlem Renaissance, and you could do your research. If you don't know about the Harlem Renaissance, check it out, baby. It's all about Black excellence. It's about the arts. It's about the writing and the art and the just whole creative vibe. And so that's it. Just stay tuned. You know, your girl doing
right. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Like when I say that makes me excited because becoming an author now, I've started to realize that me and my daughter go to the library all the time. I use it for a resource to do some work. I use it to get her out. I use it. I'll have my book there soon in my local area. And so I'm realizing how important this space is. And then in my mind, long term, I'm thinking I'm going to be a part of keeping them alive in communities. And then when I did my book signing at the only Black-owned brick-and-mortar bookstore in Memphis, Tennessee. Wow. So I'm starting to realize how important these spaces are. So when I say I am so proud of you, we hadn't even got a chance to have this conversation. I am so proud of you, and I think that's beautiful, and I feel like it fits. And when I say I cannot wait to slide my little nasty ass book up in your bookstore.
Come on.
Yes. I'm so excited.
And it's forthcoming, and so I need all the prayers and all the love and light sent my way, you guys, because this has been on my mind and on my heart heavy, like something stupid, like real heavy, like since this last like few couple of weeks. And it's just like, so I had a meeting earlier this week with an amazing Black man, amazing Black man who just spoke so much life over my idea and so much life over me. Like even now I'm getting the freaking chills talking about it because it just made me feel so empowered. You know what I mean? And so when like I said earlier, when you put out love, and I feel like this is the season for a lot of people to receive their karma. I put out so much love. Like that's just who I am, though. Like that's it, right? Because first of all, I understand like you reap what you sow. So first of all, I don't got time for the bullshit. So I ain't gonna be bullshit.
I don't want to be reaping no bullshit.
I ain't got time for it, and it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And if I ever have to go there, I will go there, and then I will cut that person off quick, fast, in a hurry. But
because I don't want to. Yeah.
I have to give love. You know what I mean? And that was even something when we were talking. I told you, I said, hey, even if it doesn't work out, even if you go another way,
You
look,
did.
you still stuck with me. I don't give a damn. Like, you're still stuck with me. Like, too bad. Okay, so what? Like, you're still stuck with me. Like,
and let me tell you something.
On. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be very minimally petty right now, but I'm gonna say this. You live and you learn with decisions. I'll say that.
Okay.
You live and you learn with decisions. But yeah, I'm very proud of you. Super excited about that. And then you gotta connect. First of all, everybody in here follow each other. Like, everybody in here is just dope. Yes, but I am _ Mikhail. He's the CEO of the platform I was telling you about. So tap in with him for sure.
Definitely get him.
Yes.
Let me know.
Yes, you definitely want to connect with her. So I'm excited about everything. I'm excited about this mission. It's very purposeful for me. It's very healing for me. Like, because as I have these conversations with Black men and we pour, like you said, like that positive karma into each other, it grows me from the little girl who, you know, wanted her dad to be around to the grown woman who is the master of my own destiny. So yeah, it's a beautiful experience. It's a beautiful experience.
I love it. So how do we stay in touch with you? Do you got a text community going on, or what's up?
Yes, I do. I have jumped into that wave. I do have a text community. So I'm gonna tell you what I do in my text community. So I send affirmations out every single day to Black men and Black women. I let you guys know what I have going on. I promote Black businesses for free. So every weekend, Sunday, I send out a request asking who's interested, ask for a few pieces of information, and I put it in my community, which goes from Tennessee to LA. Like, a big part of my support is out there. And so that's just my way of giving back. And then also I put resources in there, like mental health month past. I put resources in there, so I really stay connected. And it's a personal conversation, like, and so I'll put that number so it can get pinned.
Definitely drop it.
This is probably the fastest way to get in touch with me.
Okay.
And so I'll put that, and then it can get posted. And then as far as everything else, so I have a direct me, which is like a link tree, and that's the link in my bio. And I will be adding the Sleepy Owl platform in there. But my virtual events that I have going, my consults that I have going, and then for the working, moving Black men, it's like, I don't have time. But why you don't have time? Why you don't have time? Why don't you have time to, like, take care of yourself? I do phone calls. You can call me. You can't tell me there's not a time when you didn't need to have a conversation, when you just didn't want to be loved on, when you didn't want that genuine energy. Of course, yeah, it's paid. I'm in business. I'm raising a legacy. I'm taking care of my family, but at the same time, invest in yourself. So if it's not something you want to invest in, there's no pressure, but I'm just letting you know I'm available. I'm available for those conversations. And I want to respond. Somebody said, Casey Jag, the artist. Okay, so he asked, can we please stop calling each other Black? We're carbon beings. So I want to address that because I actually get that a lot with my book.
Really? Wow. Okay.
I do get that a lot, like with people that are, like, you know, conscious and moving forward. So this is my response to that. So I grew up with the term, and while we grow and we learn and we evolve, just like as Black people in America, we're detached from this culture because it's not ours as much as we built everything about it. So for me, the word Black resonates and falls off my tongue in a genuine way. I am educated about it being a slave term. I am educated about us being the most carbonated beings. I am educated about melanin and all of that. But for me, that's what resonated with me. Just like people argue good morning versus grand rising, it's intention behind it. So all 196 pages of my book is a beautiful intention to the carbonated, melanated Black man. And so I'm comfortable with that, and that's my reasoning for using it. So I just wanted to give that for a second.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Girl, I was going to ignore the hell out of that comment because listen, it's a discussion, and if you're triggered, I'm sorry about it. I'm sorry about you. Okay, I'm sorry about you. I'm sorry about you. But you know, I'm coming through with big Gemini energy. Either I'm either loving it or I do not give a damn. And so for me,
my brother's a Gemini. When I say y'all, man, it is so crazy. Like y'all's level of dismissal is just is genius
I'm
level.
working on
Like
it. I'm working on it because I could see how that could be not a lot of compassion, but I don't know. And so I'm glad you handled that very well. You handled that very well. And so I'm learning. But this was an amazing conversation. We definitely, I am so sad I am not going to be at the event that you and Tay are going to next week.
okay.
And so, or Ty, that you guys are going to in LA. And so, but I will have to catch you guys another time. I'm looking at, the East Coast is calling me, girl. Memphis is calling me, girl. I don't know what's happening in Memphis.
Girl, pull up. You know that's my section of the hood. Please pull up. You know that's
so
yay! We might be cousins.
Especially what?
I said we might be cousins.
Girl, I don't know. But what was I gonna say? I'm looking for like decoration ideas, and for me, so I said my bookstore is gonna be like Harlem Renaissance kind of theme, right? And all of that is like East Coast, North, all of that, and so I'm like, I want to go to these actual places. So that way I can make sure I'm honoring the culture in like the most genuine way, without just like looking at
oh my God.
For sure, I know I gotta go to Memphis, right? I want to go there.
Yes, please come and give us a reason to freaking party together. Like, please do that for me. Yay.
Yeah, and maybe we should have an event. So we gotta talk about some stuff. We gotta talk about some stuff offline. But I mean, I don't have anything else. Is there anything else that you want to say before we jump off?
I just want to say thank you. I want to take a real moment to say thank you for, I don't know, this is a little bit more personal, but I'll allude to it and you know what I'm talking about. I know that you've given so much and there are times where you felt like you didn't receive that back, but I just want to speak life and say that this is your harvest season. I want to say that the work that you're putting into everything, the universe recognizes and will be returned to you so deeply and so beautifully. You're such a genuine person. I appreciate your support. I appreciate what you do for our community. I appreciate what you do for our children. I really think you're a beautiful person. If I was into chicks, I would definitely try to holler. Like,
girl, you almost had me crying till you said that. Girl, shut up. Oh, I love you so much.
Oh, you back.
Well, hey, thank you so much. I received all of that, baby. I need all of my good karma back ASAP, like right now. Anyways. This was good. I'm gonna share the replay. I've been sharing my replays on YouTube. I'm trying to, just do more. I said I want to be omnipresent, and that means just be everywhere. And so while I'm doing these lives here on Instagram, I just upload them to YouTube. And I've just been loving getting in that space over there as well. And so if you guys are just not coming in, you missed anything, definitely check the replay. As soon as we hop off of here, I'm going to go ahead and upload that. And then my baby is waiting for me to make dinner. So I got
mine too, girl. Mommy mode is waiting on the other side of this phone. You know, this background look good, but mommy mode is waiting. And by the way, so check out my book. Like, I have a Black Father Appreciation sale right now where if you get the book and the ebook for the same price. It's just a book, so check that out. And then Father's Day, Father's Appreciation, we do that all year. We know it's not just a day, but since some people do celebrate the holiday, please check it out. You know what I'm saying? It's a little spicy in there. Y'all might can spice up the bedroom or outside the bedroom or in the bathroom, whatever you want to do. So grab that, join my text community, check out the link in the bio, follow Miss Wynn, check in and lock in with her as well. Love you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, love you too. All right. Have a good night, you guys. See you later. Bye.